family day out on the beach. Happy children splashing in the waves. This is 7-year-old Hanan with a carefree smile playing in the sand. A glimpse of her life before Israel's assault on Gaza. This is what that young life was reduced to, bones protruding through her skin. Painfully malnourished, Hanan died in hospital not long after this was filmed. In her family's small tent, her surviving siblings, eyes wide with hunger too.
Before the war, Hanan didn't suffer from anything. She was like other children. She used to go to school and come home by herself. She used to write, talk, play, and do everything. Every time we had to move from one area to another, she would become weaker than before.
Hanan's parents have fled 5 homes in 8 months. During that time, starvation has become so common, nearly all children in Gaza are spending entire days without eating.
She became very weak recently. When she was healthy, her weight was 27 kilos. But due to the lack of food and nutrition, the closure of the crossings and the siege we are living under, her health deteriorated further. She suffered a lot.
The UN says there's been a huge drop in aid trucks crossing into southern Gaza as Israel's offensive there rages. It's accused of using starvation as a weapon of war, but blames the UN for not distributing aid efficiently enough. The Israeli military has announced tactical pauses in fighting to allow more food and supplies to be delivered. They're yet to make a difference on the ground. This is the Rafah crossing with Egypt. It had been one of 2 in southern Gaza used to bring aid in, and for Gazans able to secure permission, the only way out. It's now under the control of Israeli soldiers. Here, one thanks well-wishers for sending them food. Egypt has said their presence means the crossing cannot reopen. No aid is going in, and no one's able to leave Gaza. For 10-month-old Sadil, leaving is a matter of life or death. She's suffering from a dangerously enlarged liver and spleen.
She cannot leave due to the crossing being closed by the Israelis. Her health has significantly deteriorated. She needs a liver transplant to save her life. She's getting worse and worse. They told me my daughter is dying. I'm a mother. Of course I hope my daughter can leave.
Sadil was on a list of patients with permission for medical evacuation. But just days before she was due to be taken to Egypt, the crossing was closed. The Al-Aqsa hospital in Deir el-Balah is one of the few still functioning in Gaza. The World Health Organization says 10,000 patients need to be evacuated for treatment abroad. For Abdul Majid, every breath is a struggle. He suffers from cystic fibrosis, but this was him before the war, living a normal life. Now I have to turn him over if he wants to change position, his brother says. He's like a lifeless body, a skeleton. There's nothing left. He's a 20-year-old young man. Abdul Majid can't get the care he needs here, but for now, he's trapped.
I inhaled the toxic gases from the missile after our neighbour's house was bombed. Due to the inflammation in my lungs, my life was completely destroyed. I appeal to the world to open the crossing so that all the sick and wounded can receive treatment.
Israel's offensive in Rafah continues. It says it's killed hundreds of Hamas fighters. But for families across Gaza, there's misery, suffering, no way out, and no end in sight.